right, so that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. In the new place, there'll be a speakeasy that we do wine and wealth from. But then there'll be another real speakeasy that you can't find unless you know how to find it. Don't tell anybody. That's how we're going to do it. So we have the speakeasy, but we'll design something even better, and then we'll hide it in that one place, and nobody will find it. But if you come by and you want to hang out in the real speakeasy, that's like where the top shelf stuff is. A little closed off area. We keep that secret. Welcome to the closing beat, everybody. How are we doing today? We are having too much fun with the how we're going to do the new office here, and you know us, right? Like, this is not a green screen. That's for real. We don't do the office thing, man. We want to have fun with what we do, and that's why we have a dough cart. We have all kinds of weird stuff there, and well, who says financial advice, financial planning has to be boring? So our new office, we're just kind of strategizing some things that we want to incorporate. As it looks like we're going to have to tear down all of this and move it. I do not look forward to that, but I do look forward to the show today. That was a good segue. How are we doing today? Hope you're having a great day. We are going to talk about the stock market, another kind of summer day where we did make new highs in the S&P, but I'm a little worried with how this market is making new highs because, as we talked about yesterday, it's not a broad rally by any stretch of the imagination. This Wednesday, our Wine and Wealth class in the Speakeasy will be on insurance and your dough. We're going to start talking about how to conquer every aspect of your dollars in a new segment. So our Wine and Wealth segment is actually going to be called Wealth Tips. And so it'll be completely separate from our other classes and geeky and stuff like that. So we're excited. We're going to go through that. I'm getting really fascinated with doing whatever it takes to make differences in your dollars and not the normal boring crap that you just look up online. Like, what are the rich people being taught? Like, how do they approach their dollars? And can you do the same? When does it hurt you? When does it help you? Things like that. Well, stock market ends the first half of the year. That's it. June 30th. It's over. I really quick. I can't believe it. Tomorrow will be July. Right? Yeah. Tomorrow will be July, and that's it. First half of the year is actually really good. We'll cover it. Let's go over to the stock charts here for just a second. I'm going to start with the Dow today because that was your best performer overall. It was up about 0.8% on the day. A little bit of fun back and forth going on here with the Dow and the NASDAQ. Duking it out for third place. The Dow makes a nice comeback here today, and they're just back and forth and back and forth. Today's lead was brought to you in part by Goldman Sachs. A great reversal there, up about 2% on the day. Boeing saw a little reversal from, oh, look at that. Saw a little reversal from yesterday's decline. Not too bad there, trading around 240. The data's a little bit off, but trading around 240 there. Good reversal. Walmart got a nice little recovery here today. Was one of your leaders in the Dow, up 2.7% on the day. They're going to be partnering with Ibotta, and what I thought was interesting about this, not really a big newsworthy headline, but what's cool about this is the fintech integration that Walmart's talking about. So they're going to be working with them on providing rebate incentives for things that you buy. However, you know how you buy something and it's like, get a $50 rebate for buying this. Well, that's if you tear off the thing and fill out the form exactly, mail it to this exact address by this date, and if it's there, we'll consider sending you back the $50. Well, what Walmart wants to do, and I think why this is such a big deal, they saw such a gain today, is they're actually going to take that rebate, and instead of having you go through all that nonsense, if you come in and you buy something and it's entitling you to a rebate of $10, $20, $30, whatever, that'll just go right into your account. So there'll be no process of getting the rebate there. I thought that was pretty cool. It's one of those things I used to think about as a kid. Like, why do I have to go through all this? Just give me the money. Anyway, so that's what you have going on in the Dow, and that was your leader today, which unfortunately is going to jiggle up our Guess the Dow board, I think, a little bit. But Cody's going to tell you a little more about that.
Yes, we have all new leaders today. As you see on the right-hand side, we got William, Londell, On, Dennis, and Tom. So we didn't get 3 days in a row of the same leaders, which I was really rooting for, but that didn't happen. If you want to play, that's jazzwealth.com/guess the Dow for your chance to win $100. Yeah, that's my update. I don't have any fun facts today. I was trying to think of a fun fact, but I got nothing on the leaderboard today.
You can tell how rainy it is outside. Look how dark Cody is. You can't even see him, man. Hey, I'm going to bet. We'll do a little office bet. Who do you think the winner of Guess the Dow is going to be?
Let me check and see where Jerry's at, and then I'm willing to put a bet on him.
I'm just going to go with Jerry no matter what. I'm going to say Tom T is going to win Guess the Dow right there. Just based on what I think the market will do tomorrow. I think Tom T's our winner.
Actually, I do believe Jerry is lingering, so I said that half-heartedly, but I do believe he's very close. So,
okay. All right. Let's see what we got.
I can come back with an official prediction tomorrow if you'd like.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's true. We got one more day, but right now I'm going with Tom T. Let's see how that all plays out. Thank you, Cody. Let's move on to the other parts of the market here today. Not a lot. I really don't have a whole lot to tell you as far as the indices go. The Russell, no breakout yet. We're waiting for that breakout. Today was a nice hint that maybe it will go ahead and take care of that breakout for you. There's a lot of names moving around like Beam. Come on, do it. There we go. Beam broke to new highs today. That was their deal with Intelia. That thing's just been on fire. I don't really follow that. I started reading about that a little bit, but that's what it is. Aspen Aerogels, that one also broke out here today. Maybe my platform's disconnected or something, but that had a great day here today. I was reading about their thermal insulation for lithium-ion batteries. They basically do insulation for anything and everything, like whether it's hot, cold, underwater, in the space, everything. Really kind of fascinating. So I started doing every now and then what I do is I'll pick a company and just dive into it and see what's going on there. And I found that one to be pretty interesting. So I will be continuing with that, but it had a good day. If we go to the S&P, as far as the first half of the year for the S&P 500, this ranks as the second best in over 30 years. 2019 was actually the best with a 17% gain. We're sitting around 14% here for the S&P. And then if you look at the NASDAQ there, Apple and AMD. Apple and AMD were your biggest contributors here today, but unfortunately you had Facebook, there you go. Pulled back about 1%, and Microsoft pulling back just ever so slightly. And that's the problem. That's the problem with the market, is it's just those stocks. Everything else is kind of like a little up, little down, little whatever. So that's the problem, and why you see the market where it is today, because there's no leadership from the broad market. That's what you need to get things going. All right, from an economic standpoint, one thing that's coming up on Friday is the employment change numbers coming up on Friday. And a lot of people have been focused on, well, hey, we can't get people back to work. Well, there's an even bigger problem. Let's take a look. Those that are over 55, this is a big number here. Those that are over 55 are not going back to work. Here's the actual long-term view. I'm going to go 10 years. We don't need to look to the 60s there, but here's the natural COVID drop. Every age group saw that. But those that are over 55 are not coming back to work as much as we would hope. It's about 1.2 million jobs so far. We call them the retirements. So anytime we look at age 55, if you hear me say retirements, that's that age group in there. Not looking good. You got a strong stock market. Think about it. If you're over 55, you got a strong stock market, which means your 401k is higher. You just got a practice retirement through COVID there, very likely that you had that there. And so you're like, why do I go back to work? If I'm 59, 60, my balance in my account is so large that if I just do the right thing and sort of take off a little bit of risk, maybe I can retire, huh? So that's a big one right there. There are currently 9.3 million jobs missing, and I just said 1.2 million of them are 55 and over. It's not likely that everybody doesn't go back to work in that category, so it's not a huge number, but still, it's a factor, and that's one of those things that you're going to see in the headlines. They start focusing on more and more. If we struggle to get people back to work, they're going to dissect that number and go, where is it coming from? Why are these people not going back to work, and who in particular is it? So that's one thing. Also, the Dallas Fed had some data out, and I only share stuff with you like this when I think it'll be interesting. See if this relates to you. So they did a survey. Dallas Fed is in charge of this survey here, and they said, how many of you are experiencing supply chain issues now versus February, the last time they asked? So what we did is we plotted it here for you. In February, everybody said, about 35% of us are having problems with supply chain issues, or delays. 61% now. If you look at manufacturing, that's where all the action is, and retail, of course. 86% saying we are experiencing supply chain delays, things that we can't do, all the way down to like, hey, you're going to build a pool. We're missing a lot of that stuff in there, maybe because of storms and stuff, but we're still slow on getting these products, whereas 61% of us in February had issues. Retail, 64 versus now 87%. They then said, how has that changed month over month? Can I just zoom in like this is? Nope, I can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in. So they said, has this changed month over month? Has it improved? Has it improved just a little bit? Has it really done nothing? Has it worsened, green, or has it worsened significantly? 41% of people said that it has worsened slightly compared to last month. So we're not getting better. They said it's getting a little bit worse, but we're not panicking in here, right? If you look at retail, they're the ones that said, a lot of them, 26%, it's getting worse. We can't get clothes. We can't get stuff. That's largely due to shipping, but 34% said it has worsened slightly. Every category said that our delays compared to last month are actually getting worse. So that's another little fun thing to take a look at in there. And I've got one more for you. You interested? You want to see it? We got all kinds of good stuff here. Check it out. Here is the Case-Shiller Home Price Index there. Home prices rose 21%. See that? See that thing going on there? That's the rise in prices, 21% annualized. That's easily higher than the housing crisis. Here's your housing crisis right here. We've recovered all of that and then some if you want to look at things like that. Now, if you go further into it, Phoenix, Seattle, San Diego, all up 20% or more since August of last year. Chicago, Minneapolis, Atlanta, Las Vegas, all at the bottom of the range as far as increases in home prices. But quite fascinating there. Are you seeing higher home prices? Yeah, we're seeing them here. It is very interesting to see what's going on here. Oh, lastly, I'll point out junk bonds. You want to take a look at bonds. I mean, you can kind of see where they're at. They've been quiet here lately. Those are notes, actually. Let's go to bonds. Sort of quiet lately. Junk bonds are officially negative, right? And I don't mean the rate, right? So you'll see a term that's called real yield. And all that really means is when you take the current yield minus inflation of any said fixed income product like junk bonds, your actual real yield is negative. So if a junk bond yields 4%, inflation is almost 5%, subtract that, and now you've got a negative number. That's all that means. That's just fancy talk for that one there. It's negative. Junk bonds, negative. I'm pretty sure that's only happened one other time in life. That is pretty impressive to me. If we go to the sector breakdown, here's the problem. I'll keep on saying this. You have the S&P, and we're looking at the S&P sectors here. You got the S&P sitting at highs. You go, darn it, I want to be in the market. I got to get in this market. Got extra money there, but what's going on? Real estate is actually falling. Utilities actually falling. Communication services is now falling. Tech started to fall a little bit, but we'll take that one out. Healthcare, just a tiny little drop. That one comes in third place if you ask me. Consumer discretionary, not making new highs, not doing anything special there. Basic materials, it's actually falling. Transport's not a sector, but one that we include on there. It's falling. Financials, what are financials doing? Well, today was okay, but they're falling. What's going on here? Retail, that's actually doing kind of good there. Looking at industrials, today was good, but what's happening? It's falling. Consumer staples, not too bad of a day today. What's happening? It's falling. So when you look at that, how on earth is the stock market going higher? It's just a couple names, right? What happens if those few names, sort of like today, start to take a break? What happens if they start to go out of favor and everybody says, I'm going to go trade Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't want that anymore. What do we have? We have a recipe for a stock market that's floating at highs on thin air. So if ever there were a point that you were thinking of committing large amounts of money, you might think twice about this one location right here. I'm not saying it can't get better. I'm just saying this is floating on thin air type market. You want to join or pay up when everybody else is paying up, right? So then you feel better about it. At least you know you're not the only one in the game. Otherwise, you'd like to buy on the way down. So rather fascinating. If you really dissect the market here, there's not a lot of meat on the bone at the moment, so be very careful about what you do there. All right, in the short term, if you're a long-term investor, you just, you don't care how it goes up. You just want it to go up, right? So let's look at new highs for the day. There actually weren't many that I want to point out. I'll go with Sealed Air. Obviously making new highs here today. Very tight, consistent uptrend. It's a slower moving stock. We mentioned this one before. So we've got that one, and you have Zebra, which is that breakout from the other day that you actually want to see it pull back. If it pulls back, you say, all right, I'm interested. Well, today it started to pull back a little bit. Now from there, what I did is I went out to everything. Just take me anywhere and everywhere. Give me something, some idea of breakouts, interesting like technical patterns you could build a watch list. Amphenol is one of them. APH is the ticker symbol. That one hinting at a breakout. It's been rather choppy, though. It is a choppy type stock if you're going to play along with it. But you can see the equal highs there. Nothing fancy. Just maybe a potential breakout there. You got to go to Urban Outfitters. This is a tough one to trade, to be honest. But Urban Outfitters trying to make new highs as well. Getting really close. All I did was run a scan to see who's close to making new highs there. And Valet. There you go. Series of higher lows, so the technical traders will go, I see strength getting better and better. I see that it has yet to break highs, so if that strength continues, we have a recipe for a breakout. So I just wanted to share a few names with you there because I didn't have a lot of new highs that really meant anything interesting, right? Like look at Adobe. Adobe made new highs today, but would you buy that? Like, let's see. You've got Adobe just in the last 30 days, right? Up 20%. Do you chase that? I don't know, right? So I'm looking for things that maybe if they make new highs would be somewhat interesting, and there you go. All right, stocks in the news, then we'll take your questions here. You got Constellation Brands. Constellation Brands adds 1.25%. That's 14. You can see it at the bottom a little bit. Earnings. That's 14 earnings beats in a row for them. Modelo was strong for them again. It has been strong for them over the last couple quarters, actually. Their beers category makes up 67%. So you pay attention to your Corona, your luxury Coronas, as they call them. Do you know what it is? Corona Elite or something? Anyways, Corona brand is theirs, Modelo, and obviously they're doing really well, and that's a big part of their revenues. Wine and spirits, a whole bunch of brands. Robert Mondavi's in there. Black Box. Was it Black Box? The wine in the box thing, it's a black box. They make up 32% of their sales, so big chunks there, doing really, really well. And all in all, just a good performance for them from a beer/wine and spirits type thing. You got General Mills on there as well. Looks like the list did an update, no problem. General Mills up 1.5% on the day. They beat on earnings as well. Remember, these guys aren't just, your retail, go to the store and buy your cereal or snacks, or what do? Soups and yogurts, granola bars and stuff. That's not their deal anymore. Remember, they have the pet food industry as well as international exposure as well. 60% of their revenue comes from us buying cereal and Lucky Charms and all that great stuff, soup and yogurt and what have you. But their pet segment is now 10%, 10.3% actually, thanks to the Blue Buffalo acquisition. Remember, they did this in the past there. So kind of interesting there that is starting to take over more and more of their share, which is good. A little diversity there, not too bad. Stock's up about 5% from lows to here after having a near perfect 10% pullback. So one thing I thought I would point out for you if you like those staples. Now, staples have been tough to invest in, so I'm not gonna argue there. Tesla down just a touch on the day. Deutsche Bank said you got to lower your delivery forecast thanks to the Chinese issues there, the recalls and stuff. So they said you just have to take whatever you had deliveries, lower them. They did the same thing, so it didn't really affect the stock. I think everybody kind of knows that. AMD had a great day today. They have official approval in the EU to acquire Xilinx. Remember? So they're taking on Xilinx here, 3.6%. I'm not sure when the deal goes through, but they did officially get the go-ahead for that. Bed Bath & Beyond is a meme stock. You can see the 2 times where everybody got excited on that guy there. I mean, spam. Come on, man. Bed Bath & Beyond, they missed on earnings, right? So the stock really just shooting higher on a little short covering there. Looks like the meme stock players are in there, but they raised their guidance going forward. They're very excited, actually, about the future. And, of course, if they get a chance to sell shares on one of these spikes, they're going to be just as happy as AMC. What else do we have? There were 10 names today that were offering more shares. You had Realty Income. You had Atmos Energy, ticker symbol ATO. You had MongoDB, MDB is the ticker symbol, right? Yeah, stock was a little bit lower on that news. Lots of companies offering shares out right now because nobody's asking that question. There's no pushback from anybody for share buybacks or for just issuing as much as you can. Get as much money as you can while you can there. Also, Wall Street Journal said, I thought that was, I sort of breezed through it there, but the Wall Street Journal said that car dealerships are now starting to sell cars above their sticker price because there's that much demand out there. Remember, play the economy backwards. It's so hard to do, but now's the time you go buy a bike, right? I mean, if you need a car, you need a car. But like, remember when everybody wanted a bike because they were locked down and was like, why buy a bike now? You're going to pay twice as much for a bike than you would have. Now go buy a bike. We were just looking the other days and we're thinking about buying a bike. Nobody wants a bike now because they're all back to work. Play it backwards. Think of it like that. Look at the companies, how they do their share buybacks and they do their offerings and everything. Think about it there. Also, Facebook. Later in the day, Facebook came out and said, hey, we're just going to basically make Instagram look exactly like TikTok and rip off everything there. Whatever. Frustrating, I think. Come up with something new, Facebook. Jeez. All right, that's all I got there. I will take your questions if you have any and then get out of your way because it is raining again. I'm about done with this rain, man. About done. Done. Well, if you're calling to offer a new car warranty or something like that, yeah, I'm going to skip your call, man. And it shows up red on my phone like it thinks it's spam. I get like 10 of those a day, man. They're just absurd. What do we got here? You've got Micron. Taking a look at Micron, what do you think on that one? Well, no, I mean, this is the same. There you go. So this is the same concept here. If it's a semiconductor and you find that there's some technical pattern that gives you an opportunity, I think you have to try it, right? You got semiconductors breaking a new highs. So any one of the semiconductors that gives you any interesting technical pattern, unless you just want to play the ETF, I think you have to take a shot, especially as a short-term trader here. And obviously Micron in the long term is not going to be, not too bad there. I think as far as earnings goes, I think they pretty much shook it off, right? Yeah, it's down about $1. But, it's moving quick. So no real worries about that. It's good to get it out of the way. Any news on the dividend? Or any news on guidance? I can't see it at the moment. They're going to sell one of their plants to Texas Instruments, and they guided give or take 10 cents. Okay, that's one way to say it. So that might be that's not normal. That would be words that are a little bit odd there. Other than that, I like it. Revenue's up 36%, $2.30. Yeah, they said we expect earnings going forward about $2.30, give or take 10 cents. I have not heard that. No. Yeah, you got your dip there on Disney. Not bad. Playing right off the support. This is the moment in time. If it reverses and trades under that low, you have to assume the pattern's broken. But so far, so good. Let's see what happens there. Yeah. And if you can't, is Josh saying, I can't find anything to buy, man. It's tough. It's a time, we say, sit on your hands, right? You can watch, but just sit on your hands so that your hands don't accidentally click the mouse and you buy something maybe you shouldn't have, or you force buy something. I know a lot of people right now, a lot of clients that are like, hey, man, I got to get in there. I got to do something. I'm like, why? We've been through the entire plan. We know how your entire life is going to play out. Why do you have to do something now? A little fear of missing out there? Sit on your hands. It's the summertime. Go on a trip. Get in the car and pay record high gas prices, right? We just hit new highs as well. By the way, tomorrow, the OPEC meeting, if they don't add, it's now to the point where traders are saying if they don't add to supply, it is a strong buy, the price of oil. We could see $76 tomorrow if they don't add. I think it comes out midday too. They should be meeting in the morning and we'll find out by midday. So, there you go. Paying more for gas. NVIDIA, you want NVIDIA, where was the question? You want it to go back down? Certainly very extended, so don't blame you there. The tech sector in general, very extended as well. Now we're 2.2 standard deviations away from the 50-day moving average, and that's only happened twice. Didn't I write that down? I put that there. So the tech sector, so you got 2.2 standard deviations away from the 50-day. That's happened 2 other times this year. The 2 other times I marked down as April 9th. So right here, right? What happened after that? We pulled back almost 10%. And then the time before that, just this year, February 16th, where's that at? That is right here. Oh, that was actually right at the high. And we started to pull back. So you find yourself with the tech sector in the exact same position, just a little bit better than it was in those two scenarios. In both scenarios, just this year, it pulled back. In actually every scenario, last year it pulled back, but you know, you had the virus in there. I can understand a little bit of volatility there. In every scenario in 2019, it pulled back about 6%. Yeah, I mean, you find yourself extended. So to look at those tech stocks right now that are already extended, like your NVIDIA, do you have to? Well, you're asking if it's going to pull back. So you'd say, yes, I feel more like it's going to pull back than it would rally. Yes. There you go. You know, buy gas for the Tesla. You just drive that sucker wherever you want. Yeah. Battery powered everything, man. It's a little annoying in the neighborhood that we moved into. Everybody drives around in a golf cart, like they're old people and stuff. That's what we do down here in Florida. But all the golf carts have like rims on them and stuff. I'm starting to feel left out. Like, I don't have a golf cart. I got a 41 truck. That's my thing. Revving the engine next to them, spinning them off the road. Yeah. I'm making friends in the new neighborhood. That's how it goes. Little golfer kids. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here and get out of the way before I get myself kicked out of my neighborhood. And enjoy the rain. Non-stop rain here. It's frustrating how much rain there is. We'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again, and I'm going to get ready for our class on Thursday because we're going to be talking about some of the data of your dollars and diving into that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. See ya. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are.